and up the bank she goes. So let's see if Scotty D's got a view of her. I think I can see. I think it is Scott. Yes, that's up top there. I don't know. Have I pulled my earpiece out? Kirsten, are you still there? Ah, very good. Let's go back into Scott's car to see Thandi again.
So, fortunately, I've followed her through this area before, and we know, well, I mean, I'm guessing she is going to head back towards the cub, so it's making our life easy looping ahead, and I know where Tayla was, it would have been tricky or near impossible to follow her up here. But it's great that we're working as a team here to make sure we don't lose her. She's just scent marked, just to let you know, for what it's worth. It was very thick where she was there, so we couldn't see that, but she just scent marked against a big leadwood tree. And I wonder what it is she tried to pounce on. I'm not sure if you guys got a view. Shame, no luck. And I also can't stop thinking about the scenario between her and Hosanna. What exactly happened there? Did he steal her kill, or did she just opportunistically go and check that area out when she heard the duiker squealing when he killed it? Tricky to know. Okay. Chris, you can just let Tayla know that she is kind of heading along the edge of the riverbank, so Tayla might get some visuals from down in the Mulwati. She's closer to the riverbed than she is to where I am here. I told Tayla to keep an eye out above her there. Tammy, you'd like to know when leopards scent mark, if the other cats know whether it's male or female. And yes, they certainly will be able to tell whether it's the scent of a male or a female. We're going to get some wonderful views here. And yes, they most certainly can. And not only can they tell if it's male or female, they'll be able to tell which female or male. Oh, look at this beautiful sunlight. She's going to come straight past the vehicle. So close. Morning, Thandi. And sadly, where Tayla is now, she's now heading away from the riverbed. So I would suggest that Tayla heads up towards Bataleur Road. It seems like she's heading in that direction. So yeah, Tammy, they can tell definitely whether it's male or female, who it is, whether they're coming into season or not. The animals can read a huge deal into the scent marks. And something else that's really interesting, Tammy, is that a leopard scent mark actually smells like buttered popcorn. It's the most wonderful, wonderful smell. Quite weird, actually, when you're driving through the bush and next thing you know, there's a pungent aroma of buttered popcorn in your nostrils, and it's from a leopard's peeing. Okay. So she's just disappeared down a little kind of eroded gully, and it'll take me probably a couple of minutes to get into a good spot, and I'll need to concentrate to keep up with this. So we're going to send you back to our friend Steve for a quick update on how he's getting along.
Thank you very much. Yes, we don't have anything too exciting for you, I am afraid. But what I would like to show you is something that we didn't see too clearly last time. I was showing you this tree. It is, yes, the russet bush willow, and it has got marvelous pods on them at the moment. You see that, the russet color, very easy to identify these from the red bush willow. And if you can make a lovely tea out of these, but the best thing to do if you make the tea is you need to pop it open like that. You need to take the seed out. Seed is not fully developed yet. You need to throw the seed away, and then you make tea out of these pods. The thing is if you don't throw away the seed, you are going to end up getting and having lots of hiccups. But they are beautiful, beautiful arrangement. Here is a nice branch here. Beautiful arrangement. And these pods will last for quite some time as a decoration in your house, as a table ornamentation. We're very, very well. And what these pods do with all the bush willows is they stay on the tree until the dry season. So once all the vegetation is kind of devoid and is gone, these pods might start falling off sort of in our August sort of winter, August winds. The pods will fall off. And if I can demonstrate how the pod works on the bonnet, Ferg, can you get a view of him? I'm going to show you what the wind does. So it goes very nicely with the wind. So once the vegetation is decreased on the ground, these will land on the floor and they will roll in the wind, and then when conditions are suitable, they will be useful in germination. And I have said this before, but I will repeat myself, purely because these leaves are really, really good. If you have a headache, you can take them and put them into some boiling hot water, take a towel, put it over your head and steam it and inhale the steam to cure your headache. It works quite well. I have tried it before and it alleviated a minor headache. It wasn't a major one, but I don't get too many major headaches. If you do have a headache, first thing you should think of is maybe drinking some water. Okay, I mentioned earlier before about the hippo and how the hippo likes to spread their dung out, the Bushman story. So the hippos will come from the dam, they'll walk along a pathway, and then they spread their dung out to show there's no fish bones. And I've looked at this one quite closely, and there is no meat or fish bones in there. So this is a well-behaved hippo, but the particles are quite, if I just show you there, that is the grass particles that the hippo is eating, very poorly digested. They hardly chew the vegetation at all. They just munch it up like a big lawnmower, and out it comes, very badly digested, with that little black sort of tinge to it, which is indicative of a high silica diet in the grass. Okay, so we are going to continue on. I'm going to keep this decoration for later. But actually, I grabbed one more plant I wanted to show you. This, I was mentioning yesterday, is my favorite plant in the African wilderness. Absolutely favorite. I'm sorry, Ferg. I think I got one with a flower. Let me find the flower. The flower is not the prettiest of flowers in the world. Here we go. But it's nice. It's a cute little flower, if we can get it there. And this is the flower of the dwarf sage. And I'm going to show you something that I'm going to do with the branch that I had if I step off the vehicle once again. And this is something that works really, really well. And I'm going to demonstrate it with all the staff at FC when we get back as well. Get a little branch like this. You crush it up. And then you... The smell is phenomenal. It's got a Vixie sort of, what would you describe it as, Ferg? Vicks camphor sort of smell. It clears the nasal passages completely, and what I always feel afterward is this like energy rush. It's almost like a mood enhancer. I've proven it before when I was training students, when they started getting a little bit sort of droopy-eyed at the table. I would make them all stand up, grab one of these branches, and do that a few times, and you just see the smiles come immediately to their faces, as it's almost like an endorphin rush going through there. So that is a medicinal plant of note, and don't worry, all of you in FC, we'll be doing a hit or two of those before we do our morning meeting this morning, and we'll see how the mood is improved. Okay, we're going to go back towards the dam for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. Okay, we're going to go back towards the dam. Ryan wants to know what FC. FC, Ryan, is the lovely ladies, most of them are ladies, back in the final control, and they are doing all the directing of all these TV screens, and basically they... Well, Jared is in FC. Jared is not a lady, is he? Jared, he's got a beard. His name's Jared pretty sure Jared is not a lady, but Kirsty's giving me a bit of a hard time because I said most of the ladies. All of the females in FC are wonderful ladies, but there is one or two guys from time to time, is what I meant to say. When Conrad is here, he is in FC, he's not a lady, and Jared is not a lady. So FC is final control. That is where everything goes down. That's where they direct us. They tell us all these wonderful questions in the ear. They are in charge, actually. We just drive around and do wonderful things. But FC are the ones who tell us when and what and how we should be doing things. And the reason why we're heading back to the dam is Ferg would like me to see if we can follow up on Tingana from yesterday. I've just spotted some leopard tracks here, heading in our general direction. Just over my shoulder there, Ferg. Oh, once again, I've done a very poor job. Just over there. No, right over there. Okay, so we're going to go back towards Chitwa Dam, see what we can do. Maybe we can have another leopard trifecta this morning. But while we do so, Scott Dyson is with that beautiful leopardess, Thandi.
It's incredibly thick here, and it was thanks to some rattling cisticolas, some small birds that started alarming when she walked past that helped us get a good grip of where she was. And Tayla and I are just trying to work out the best way for Tayla to get back into the sighting here. I've got a feeling that this leopard's not going to pop back out onto a road until she gets back to her cub. I think she's just going to head straight through this block between Mamba Road and Batsalua Road, two roads that the cub is kind of in the middle of. And we just need to be very careful here that we don't lose her, because you can see, I mean, the grass is so long. I've just got a glimpse of her tail, and thankfully Senzo's got really good eyes. So he's been helping me a huge deal in keeping an eye on her. Last saw her at about 9 o'clock, Sens. Yeah, okay, cool. Shannon, you'd like to know if Thandi is still nursing her cub, and yes, she is indeed. We saw the cub having a little bit of a suckle yesterday morning. Not too much though. But I guess that's possibly because the cub had had a decent meaty meal. I'm fairly certain that had come from a kill. And maybe that's why Mom thought the cub didn't need too much milk. Just a theory. And of course, I mean, the cub is also growing up and will require less and less milk and more meat as time goes on. Sure! This is some seriously long vegetation, but things are going well for now. I just revved the engine there to give Tayla an idea of where we are. Are you getting that, Tayla? Copy, very good. So yeah, that's just a technique that we use to let other guides know where exactly we are, so that they can plan their attack. Watch your heads, everybody. Thankfully, it appears to be kind of opening up a little bit for the time being. So we should get you some good views shortly. I think she's coming straight towards us. Where's she going to poke her nose out? She was just perched up on this termite mound directly to our left. So here she is in front at 10 or 11 cents. There we go. Well done. Perfect conditions for leopards to sneak up on their prey, this nice long grass. And what has got her attention? She seems like she could be sneaking quite stealthily. She is indeed. What have you caught wind of? What do you know? And I think we should definitely try and welcome on board any new viewers. So we'll keep quiet for a second just before I do that, because she's definitely caught wind of something. And I'm guessing she spotted it using that little termite mound that you may have got a glimpse of earlier as a vantage point in this long grass. It would have been a perfect way to get a good view of something. What have you seen, Thandi? Okay, I'm just going to keep quiet now and welcome on board some more people. Hello everyone, and welcome on board this live safari coming to you from South Africa. This female leopard is called Thandi. She's got a young cub that she's raising at the moment, and she's detected something in the grass up ahead of you. You can see she's listening very intently. My name's Scott, and it's a great pleasure to welcome you on board. Please send through as many questions and comments as you can. Now, we did do an unscheduled broadcast with this female leopard a little bit earlier, and there you can see she's slinking through the grass very quietly. And that was with Tayla, so don't be confused. I was just hanging around nearby Tayla because we knew she was heading into a very thick area where it would have been difficult for just one vehicle to keep an eye on her. So Tayla is also kind of nearby. She's just trying to get back into the vicinity after doing a big loop around. So the two of us have been working as a team. Now I've got no idea what it is that she's detected up ahead there. But she definitely is extremely focused, and there must be something that she wants to pounce on. Ladybird, you've just mentioned how elegant this leopardess is, and yes, she certainly is, and one of the best times to showcase their elegance and the way they can move their bodies is now, when they are stalking their prey, placing their back foot exactly where their front foot had already been in the grass to try and limit the noise they make. Incredible stuff. Look at this concentration. She's not taking any chances here. I'm scanning around wildly, trying desperately to work out what it is that she's seen. But there must be something here, maybe a small antelope like a duiker or a steenbok. Margaret, I'm glad that you think that this is amazing. I couldn't agree more. It's not very often that we get to see the predators doing their business. Now, I'm just going to reposition the vehicle ever so slightly to try and get an idea of what's going on. Okay, no, we can see it there. There's a steenbok right over there, sends at about 2 o'clock. There we go. So it's the small antelope that the leopard has miraculously detected. It just lay down in the grass over there. And how on earth did you tell that there was a steenbok there, Thandi? You can see her now just inching forward. And she's got quite a way to go still. A leopard needs to be about 5 meters away from their prey before they pounce. And that's definitely more than that at the moment, as Senzo's just showed you the steenbok somewhere exactly in that spot over there, and you can just see it twitching its ears. But Thandi still has a long way to go. Let's keep an eye on Thandi though, and watch her delicately stalk her way through this long grass. How epic is this, everyone? Sheldon, you didn't believe that this was really live, or couldn't believe it, and yes, it is. The fact that I am saying your name and getting back to you should confirm that. It's a great pleasure to have you on board these live safaris, and it's important that you and any other newcomers know that we do about 6 hours of broadcasts every day, 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the evening. It's not just these unscheduled broadcasts, so if you'd like to continue following on the safari after this action unfolds, you can just Google Safari Live. How epic is this? Slinking her way through the grass. Now, I'm guessing she's about 10 meters away. She needs to half that distance before She pounces. And Sheldon, thanks for getting back to us. I'm glad that you think this is awesome. And spread the word. The more people that think this is awesome, the more places we can take you guys on safari. There we go, another good view of Thandi very quietly slinking through this long grass. This is absolutely fascinating. I'm still spellbounded by the fact that she actually managed to detect that there was steenbok. We're much more elevated than her, and Senzo's camera is probably about 1.5 meters off the ground. She's less than 1 meter off the ground, so she doesn't have nearly as good of a vantage point as the camera that's spying on her now. And it just shows you how incredible their senses are. Okay, I would say she's about 8 meters now. Still a bit far to pounce, but it looks like she could be thinking about it, so be ready for anything. If you blink, you'll miss... Oh, the steenbok stood up now. Let's take a quick look at it. See, I'm sorry, Senzo was on the steenbok there. It's shaking its head. It's got no idea that she's there. And what may happen here is that the leopard may decide to stay put and wait for this unsuspecting steenbok to possibly move towards it, but the steenbok just lay down again. It seems like the little antelope's being bothered by flies. It keeps shaking its head. And those are good prospects for the leopard, because every time the steenbok shakes its head, it loses its ability to hear anything sneaking up on it. So these flies are doing a great job in assisting muffle the approach of this leopard. Dennis, I'm very happy to hear that you've stopped everything you're doing to watch this. It is absolutely fascinating, and the fact that we are bringing this to you 100% live from the Sabi Sands in South Africa is absolutely golden. It's 8 a.m. here. All of you guys will be sitting watching at different times of the year and different weather seasons. We're here in our summer. It's quite a muggy, steamy morning here. Deanna, you've just mentioned that this could turn into a gory sighting fairly quickly. You're 100% correct. If in fact she does latch onto this little steenbok, of course she'll need to kill it first, and then she'll definitely start feeding on it. Now, be ready for anything. We can't move the vehicle again, and she's disappeared behind a little bit of a thicket, but where Senzo's got the camera is where we may see her slowly edging forward inch by inch. Still no sign of the steenbok. It's still lying back down in the grass. I'm sure a lot of you are quite surprised at the proximity that this leopard needs to be before it pounces, and the reason for that's quite simple. I mean, all of the prey has evolved to escape the predators, and the prey are actually better at escaping the predators than the predators are at catching the prey. So only about 10% of attempted hunts will result in a kill. So the odds are stacked heavily against the predator. She has got her work cut out for her, and on top of that, she does have in the back of her mind the knowledge that she's got a hungry, growing cub that she also needs to feed. Nita, it's not just you. Both Senzo and I are holding our breaths here, and my heart is absolutely racing. I can't reiterate enough how lucky we are to be experiencing this. It's not often that we are in the right place at the right time to see these predators doing their business. And again, do not blink, do not go anywhere. She could explode out of this bush at any second. The fact that we can't see her makes it a lot more tricky for us to predict, but I'm almost certain that she is still ever so quietly creeping up towards the steenbok. Let's have a look for the steenbok in the grass there. It's really difficult to see unless it shakes its ears. I'm sure it is still in there. I think I may have seen a little bit of an ear flick there. I'm not too sure if you guys saw that. Thought I saw a bit of a movement. But the steenbok is definitely not moved off. We would have seen that, so maybe it's just that the flies are giving it a bit less of a hard time now. That's why we can't see it. And if that is the case, no, I can still see the ears twitching. So the flies are still giving it a hard time. And Again, that's great prospects for the leopard. Katie, you've just mentioned how incredible the leopard's camouflage is, and it really is fascinating how well it helps the master of stealth dissolve into the undergrowth when they are sneaking about their prey. They truly are the ghosts of the African wilderness. If a leopard does not want to be seen, you have got your work cut out for you. As does this steenbok that is unsuspectingly lying in the grass, flapping its ears from side to side, thinking the flies are giving it a hard time, while it could very quickly become a far bigger issue in the form of a leopard. Flat Earth, you'd like to know what the wind is doing, and that's a good point. I haven't touched on that yet, because if the steenbok is lucky enough to have the wind blowing in its direction, it will be able to smell the leopard. But the breeze is blowing very gently towards us, so it's not in the favor of the steenbok, and the leopard is therefore even more lucky now that it's also got not just the wind in the favor, but also those flies pestering the steenbok. Let's have a look again for the steenbok, because it's been there. We can see it moving its head in the grass there. So if we just keep looking there, you can see it kind of blinking its eyes, and I'm sure it won't be long before it shakes its head again. You get these tiny little biting flies here that suck the blood from us and the animals, and it's clearly getting pestered by those. I wish we could see the leopard, and I would love for nothing more than to reposition the vehicle and get you guys a good view of it. Oh, well done, Sens. You've got it. Oh no, that's a steenbok. Sorry, I thought I saw the leopard there, but it was just some grass seeds. Shows how well their camouflage can work. But no, we cannot move the vehicle. We're simply too close, and we do not want to interfere in the outcome of this hunt in any way. We try and maintain as best as possible to be spectators in this incredible arena, and not to interfere or get involved in any way, shape or form. Josh, you'd like to know if this is a baby steenbok? I don't think so, but to be honest, I've had such brief views of it as and when it stood up that I cannot actually be sure. I think it is a female though. I haven't seen any horns on it, but yes, not 100% certain of its age. But what I must say to everyone else is that a steenbok is one of the dwarf antelope of southern Africa. It's not very big. It's probably only knee high, probably only weighs about 6 or 8 kilograms, so not a big antelope at all, but the perfect snack for a leopardess like this. And it wasn't long ago that I remember seeing this very same leopard with a steenbok kill hoisted up into a tree. Well, we've had 2 incredibly nail-biting hunts, and one earlier with Tayla. Now I'm getting lucky, and I'm told a lot of you guys have got your money on the underdog, which is the predator, and I hope you guys are right. She's got a lot on her plate at the moment with this little cub that she's raising. If any of you have not ever seen the cub, I would strongly urge you guys to follow our story more closely, because she has a 4-month-old bundle of joy. She's an absolute cutie, tiny little rebellious girl, and we had an incredible sighting of the 2 of them yesterday playing about, running through the grass. So that is something else that any of the new viewers should know about. In the leopard's favor, still blowing gently towards us. This is a bit of a cameraman's nightmare, because Senzo knows at any second this leopard could pounce. So Senzo, just like the leopard, is poised and ready with his camera. John, you just mentioned that for the time being it's the vegetation that's consuming the predator, and it has certainly done a great job of that. Swallowed the leopard whole. Now, like I was saying, Tayla had a nail-biting hunt earlier. The leopard was poised for about 10 minutes before she pounced. And on certain occasions, I've seen leopard wait for incredibly long periods of time. If they know they're in a good spot, they'll often wait for the prey to try and possibly move towards them rather than them trying to creep up to the prey. And I've got a feeling that that's what she's doing here. She knows this is an incredible opportunity. She doesn't want to rush in there and blunder it. You can still see the odd twitch of this steenbok's ears. And the leopard will know full well that if she's patient, that the antelope will need to get up and start feeding at some point in time, and that could be through default straight towards the leopard. Stephen, you've mentioned that if Thandi stays too low in the grass, we won't see the action unfold. I can guarantee that we couldn't be in a better position than what we are here now. The reason for that is that there's a kind of shortish grassy opening that I'm confident we'll see her pouncing through. She doesn't slither along the ground like a snake. Once she does decide to launch her attack, she'll be bounding through the grass, and it will be quite easy for us to see her, so long as we can keep up with her. She moves at incredible speed, around 28 meters in 1 second, so that gives you a good idea of why I say Senzo, who I'm teamed up with on camera today, has got his work cut out for him. I've been sitting so still, I'm getting a dead leg. So wonderful to hear that we've got people all over the world joining us. Australia, the Philippines, America, just to name a few of the countries that are all joining in on this live action. And if you have a second, I would urge you guys to phone a friend, tell them to log on and join in on the action, because this is an incredibly special opportunity, and I don't want any of you guys losing focus. You'll kick yourself if you log out now and a split second later this leopard launches its attack. So cancel your plans, tell your boss you're sorry if you're at work, you've got busy business to attend to in Africa. I'm trying to use my binoculars to scan and have a look around and see if I got any sign of her, but no joy. Joanne, you've noticed how much the grass has grown since you were last with us, and yes, there's been an incredible spurt of growth in the last kind of 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks of February, we got some decent rain in this area, which was much needed, because we have been going through a bit of a drought. You wouldn't think that now, but that's just in the last 2 weeks that the vegetation has has increased in growth. Oh, the steenbok's up now. Okay. Yeah, it looks like an adult female. Doesn't look like a youngster to me. Now, I wonder why the steenbok is standing up. Has she just had enough time snoozing? Is she planning on moving? If so, is she going to move towards the leopard? She's facing towards the leopard, so if she continues walking in the direction she's facing, she is going to walk straight into the jaws of a leopard. Very happy to hear from Dolores, and thank you for your kind words. You said you didn't really realize how much goes into filming wildlife and getting the action, and you're right, it's incredibly tricky business, wildlife filmmaking, especially when we are doing it live. We don't have the joy of editing together stories and piecing puzzles together in a post-production room. You are getting it delivered to you raw and real as it is from the African wilderness. So it doesn't get any better than this, and you'll not get a better and more true reflection of what it is like to be on safari than by joining us on these live safaris. Unless, of course, you can come out to Africa and do it for yourself in the person, which, of course, I would strongly urge you to if you are in a position to do that. Is the steenbok still standing up? Yeah, still standing up for now. Still getting bothered by the flies, shaking its head from side to side. Now that the steenbok's put its head down to eat, we must be ready, because the leopard will be watching very closely. And of course, when the steenbok's got its head up, there she goes. The steenbok's run off, and there's the leopard straight after it. Now, I'm not convinced that the steenbok actually knew what was going on. No, it did. Long gone. I just saw it shooting off in the bushes, leaving the leopard, not in a cloud of dust, but a long way off behind it. Well, unlucky Thandi, and whew, wasn't that exciting. Well done, Senzo. Quick on the draw there to keep everyone up to date with what was going on. And we're going to say goodbye to everyone who's just joined us on the unscheduled broadcast. If you'd like to keep following this leopard, who I'm convinced is going to take us back to her cub shortly, then please do so. Google Safari Live and you'll find a platform to follow us on there. See you next time. Huh. Where's she gone, Sens? All right, everybody. Now, it sounds like Taylor decided to head back towards the young male leopard. I think it was Hosanna, and hopefully he'll be in a better position than where we lost him a little bit earlier. So those are her plans, and we are, of course, going to stay with Thandi. I just saw her. She's straight in front of us here. I think she's still hoping to try and have a stab at this steenbok, but I mean, it really doesn't look promising for her. The steenbok knew full well that something was up, and it got out of the area and now is going to be on extra high alert. I'm not too sure whether we should wait here. Oh no, we should send you across to Taylor, which is what I was supposed to do a minute or two ago.
Here, when all of us are trying to not get attacked by the tambuti tree. Also just watching where I'm going. I don't know where Hosanna is. Okay, well, we were here where he was, and he was up in the tree. You can see the daker's still up there. It doesn't look like there's much left in it. I really think that this was Hosanna's kill. You hear that? That alarming of a squirrel or something else a little bit further away, so perhaps we'll go and investigate. So I really think that Hosanna killed this thing maybe yesterday and has been feeding on it because there isn't much left, and then Thandi has gone on her patrol and come back around this way and came across Hosanna, and he went up the tree to defend his kill. This is what I think has happened, and was snarling at Thandi, and Thandi just carried on because it doesn't look like she's eaten anything. And I don't think there's much left on that daycare at all. Let me just have a quick look. Now, as we look at this daycare hoisted in the tree, Safari Dean, you're wondering if porcupines are the most difficult thing for a leopard to catch. Definitely dangerous in terms of all those quills. I think maybe Hosanna's moved, and that's why the animals are alarming down that way. So let's go down there. So I think it's definitely up there. But remember, all prey is dangerous. They've got horns. They've got all sorts of claws. Sorry, everybody. Let me grab that. I don't want to get swatted in the face like Scott did. You can drop it. I'll grab it. Thank you. Back up. And I can duck. Oh no. Okay. I'm going to try and burst out of this situation, but it seems as though the gremlins are attacking, so off we go to Steve.
Sorry about the gremlins on Taylor. I'm sure she will get another visual of that beautiful prince shortly. We have got a pair of hornbills up in the tree there, having their morning ablutions. That would be a breeding pair most likely, standing in the morning sunshine. They've possibly had a little bath in the dam or a little puddle, and then they stand up there and they clean all their feathers out. Yeah, that one is assisting the other one. Need to clean the tail of your girlfriend sometimes. So as we know, hornbills, they are monogamous, and a lot of people think they mate for life, but they do not. Monogamous does not mean mate for life. It means for at least one season. So essentially, through all of the nuptial gifts that the male might provide to prove to the lady that he's the bringer and the go-getter, next season he still has to prove that to her again. So if he didn't do very well while she was in the hole and she was left wanting from a food perspective, she'll definitely be looking elsewhere for someone who is a better provider. So monogamy, yes, definitely can go on for a long time, as in large raptors and geese, but in your smaller birds can only be for one season, sometimes not even finishing the season. Okay, lovely hornbills. We have left Chitwa. We are slowly making our way back onto Djuma Voyatela's side. First lady, what is my favorite bird? She would like to know. First lady, I've been asked this question numerous times. It is hard to say. You know, the birds are all beautiful, but I would then have to say my favorite bird here is the used to be known as the Melba finch, now known as the green-winged Pytilia. If you don't know what that looks like, I am pretty sure my phone, with the light that we have right now, it will make it impossible for you to see. But the green-winged Pytilia is my favorite bird, and they're just so colorful. They've got such a beautiful coloration to them. I'm also very favorable of most of the waxbills. They've all got lots of beautiful colors. And obviously then forest birds such as the Narina Trogon, beautiful colors as well. All the Taracos are very special, but then a special place in my heart for raptors, especially the fast falcons, as my name almost implies. Jared was suggesting that the first time someone asked me that question, so Jared would be quite happy that I'm saying falcon. But I like all the feathered kind. They all interest me. I'm constantly learning about their behaviors, and I'm thoroughly enjoying sharing a lot of what they do. Get the Aramark babblers calling off the side. So we're going to go back over to Tayla, who I think is still searching for the little prince. Hopefully she can find him before the end of the show.
I know, wouldn't that be really, really nice? So we heard the squirrels and some birds alarming, and then we haven't found anything just yet, so I'm just scanning carefully. What we think might happen is maybe he's going to go try the drink of water. They normally do so after they've indulged, and Hosana did have a matching belly to go with it. So I'm just quickly checking here. I haven't seen anything just yet. I also don't know if the drainage lines have got any water in too. There might be a little catchment spot that's filled up. Then he doesn't need to go far at all. So we've checked Treehouse Dam. The next dam that we might have a quick squiz at is Twin Dams. I forgot what it was called for a moment. Let's just check here because there's a nice little spot in this dip. Check here. No, so this is actually where I had the male leopard tracks, and now I'm a little bit uncertain how, and I thought that they may have been from yesterday through here, and we the nest. Now, Dale, you're wondering if Osana would go. Oh no, I think I've got some gremlins down here. So before you lose me, let me reposition. I don't know who I'm going to send you off to, but again, it will be one of the men that's name starts with an S.
Welcome everyone. I'm hoping I'm going to get you guys into a great spot where we can see Thandi drinking. Ooh, this is going to be beautiful, everyone. She's just arrived at this little waterhole, and we've actually just caught up with her again. She's been moving through a very, very thick area, but again, thanks to Senzo's keen eye, we've got back up with her. I'm just going to keep quiet so you can hear her lapping up the water. Turtle dove calling in the background. Work harder, work harder. And I'm sure she's happy to have quenched her thirst. And we are now getting very, very close towards where she stashed her cub. So I'm guessing she is very shortly going to take us back there, maybe within the next 5 or 10 minutes. So those are some very exciting prospects, and I'm sure the cub is going to be an absolute bundle of joy as and when Mom does return. The reason being is that Mom has been away since about, 6:30 last night? So more than 12 hours is when Steve last saw her. Now I'm guessing, I'm not 100% sure that is the case, but I'm fairly confident that that is in fact the deal. I don't think she would have had the need to go back to that cub in the course of the night. Trees, you'd like to know if leopards require a long rest period before hunting again? It all depends on the hunt, I guess, but if you take this morning, for example, I mean, she had one hunt, 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, she had another. So, not really. I mean, they don't exert themselves a great deal. They don't run long distances after their prey, like cheetah, for example. So, it's just, I guess, being poised and ready for such long periods of time may make their muscles a bit tired. Now, I'm not sure if Tayla would like to make her way into the area where the cub was left so she can maybe get her first views of it. Kirsty can just let Tayla know that that is an option if she would like, because I'm confident it won't be long until she gets there, and I really am hoping that Tayla gets a chance to view Thandi and the cub. You know, there is a chance that the leopard and her cub could move off our property again. They spent quite a long time away from us, and that means we can't view them, and we definitely need to make the most of it when she is around. And it sounds like Taylor's given the thumbs up, so that's good news. If she just heads straight to the spot where I told her to, just north of the little Mamba drainage, that will be the best bet. Wonderful stuff. And then you guys are going to have one very excited Taylor McCurdy on your hands. Cool. She does have a bit of distance to cover though before she gets here, but I'm sure it won't take her long or too long to get into position. Wonderful stuff. What a morning, and our leopard luck continues. Sorry, I just bashed down that dead tree, but it was dead after all. And interestingly, especially for any of the new viewers, this off-road driving, oh jeez, there's a tiny little scrub here. Oh, that could be in trouble. This tiny little scrub here that Senzo just spotted. You can just see its ears there. I don't think Thandi's got any idea that it's there. And even though it's just a tiny little baby, oh, no, she stopped and looked in that direction. But is she carrying on away from it? Is this little baby bunny safe? Yes, it appears it is. Phew! That would have been a bit tricky to handle. Cute little scrub here being torn apart by Thandi. But these things do happen out here. I'm just glad it didn't happen now. Wasn't ready for that. I was ready for more kind of exciting news, like the fact that Taylor's coming to have her first view of Thandi and her little cub. Okay, very good. Well, we're going to keep trundling along here and send you across to Steve for a quick update on his morning mission.
Thank you, Scotty D. Yes, folks, we have just come back into Djuma onto a road I had Hukumuri the other day, and we had some relatively fresh tracks of a female leopard. And the last time I was in this area, the female leopard that we saw was Shadow. So I don't know where exactly those tracks went. Time is running out this morning, but it is a positive sign that there might be evidence of Shadow nearby. I know she hasn't been seen in some time, so this afternoon it might be worth our while coming into this area and doing a little bit more work. But But that is exciting. That could be very exciting. I don't think it's Thandi's tracks because her tracks went in much further east from where we just came from. And I was on this road yesterday and it did not see any tracks there. So I'm pretty sure it's from last night or so. And the tracks are still here on the road. Gordon would like to know, does a female leopard's territory encompass that of the males? And in fact, what happens, Gordon, is that Ferg, I've got the tracks just there. I'm going to hopefully get out of the way. What happens, Gordon, in fact, is that for every male, there's invariably 3 female tracks, females within its territory. Have you got that, Ferg? Beautiful female leopard track, and it is moving directly north into our area. So we're going to keep spending some time with this. So Gordon, you know, we get generally from research what they figured out is there's invariably about 3 females encompassing the area of 1 male. So, and they seem to tolerate that. That's how it works. That's how the dynamics work. Why exactly 3 to 1? It's hard to say. But we're going to keep following these and see how far we get with them. And then we might have to come back again this afternoon, spend some more time. But very exciting, moving directly in from the southern boundary. And this is the same road I followed Hukumuri for about an hour and a half the other day. So she would be keeping a similar sort of boundary to him, but within his boundary. So she'd be walking past any scent marking he might have done, having a little bit of a sniff. Is she interested? Is she not interested? And then there might be some interesting behavior after that, because when a male and a female are both interested, then things happen. So I think Shadow's cub is old enough now for Shadow to potentially be receptive. But I'm not too sure. I think it might be a little while still. But obviously, if she's interested, she'll indicate that through scent marking and through calling to attract the male. We've still got the tracks in the road. So this is very nice. We'll keep following them. And they do seem quite fresh, because we definitely drove this road yesterday. And we completely covered it. But from myself and Ferg, we're going to be saying goodbye. And we'll see you this afternoon. But we're going to go over to Tayla, and I'm sure she's got an update for you on Hosanna.
She's just got behind us, Thandi. Let me just turn the game drive radio down. I've just seen her. And she's heading in here. So I'll wait for her to move off the road. I'm going to see if we're going to hear her start chuffing. But there's a massive termite mound over here, which would have been a really good spot to stash the cub. Also, there's lots of overhanging trees. So we're just watching and listening now for her to call for that cub. I haven't heard any chuffing yet. Okay, let me go back a little bit. Doesn't look like she's coming. Is she coming through here? Heads, everybody. There she's at the tree. There she's chuffing now. Have you got a view, Seb? There we go. I've just heard an Inyala. I think it's Inyala alarming. Or maybe a bushbuck. Can you hear that? But she doesn't seem interested whatsoever. She's looking up. Are you going to go up the tree, girl? Up she goes. What are you doing up there? Oh, she's calling from the tree. So I think she's jumped up to have a look at what's going on around her. I couldn't see if that was... I think it's an Inyala that's barking like that. So now we're just waiting patiently. We don't want to move around too much because I don't know where that cub is, and it is so small. So we'll rather wait for the little one to come out, and then we'll make our next move. So we'll just watch her like this. How incredible. Her coming back down again. How graceful she is. She's chuffing every now and then. She's looking around. We'll just make sure we give her just a little bit of room. She's gone down into the drainage now, so it's a little bit difficult for us to see where she's going. We'll try and listen and hear where she's moving. I don't know which direction she's going in. If she's maybe going back south, or if she's coming along the bottom of the drainage, she's heading towards that big termite mound, perhaps. Stand up a little bit. Scott's going to go in down that way. We'll go forward. I think that'll be the best bet. Cool. Lucky for all of you today. We're going to be extending for a little bit. Hopefully see Mom and Cub reunite. Just going to let Scotty go in that way. Watch your heads. Because there's a gap here in the drainage line. We might be able to see her just slinking. She could have gone somewhere. That cub could have moved slightly as well. Oh, we're just sort of looking. We're just trying to scan and see where exactly she's gone. Sometimes it does take Mom a little while to find their youngsters. It doesn't always happen immediately. Cool. That's nice. I'm glad you all enjoyed that nyala. I think it wasn't a nyala. It sounded very much like a nyala barking. Okay, Scott apparently has a view, so we'll take his spot now. I just wanted to see if she was going to come through here, because it would have been so nice if she did slink down below us. We would have had the most perfect spot. So let's go back. Right. Let's go see if Scott's got a view of Thandi.
Well, just the odd glimpse of them. They're moving up and down in this little riverbed. And the cub is still here. I've just got a very brief glimpse of it. I'm not too sure where it is exactly for the time being. But it is safe and sound. There we go. There it is. A bit of a glimpse there. And what I'm going to try and do now is make space, and then Tayla can slip into this spot here and try and get a view. Wonderful stuff, guys. Yeah, they're both just down here, Tayla. So, slide in. Okay, lovely, guys. Well, like I said, I'm going to make space for Tayla. I'm very excited for her to see it. I hope she does. It's really thick in there. So, we're going to send you across to her as she negotiates her way into this little spot.
Exactly what we are going to do. I just wanted to make sure that Scotty managed to get out okay, because it's quite thick in here. We're going to try to squeeze through some trees and go this way. Coming through. This is one of those... I don't want to make too much noise, so I'm going to be trying to be as quiet as I can. Let me know when you can see them, Seb, because you've got a nice view down. Can you see them? I don't know. Scotty was looking down in here. Just to the left, says Kirsten. We're just trying to have a look. I can't see anything. I mean, she's sitting up trying to spot. Huh. They might have just had a different angle that they could have seen them. No, I don't see anything. It's very quiet here. Can you see them, Faith? Maybe I can't see anything, but I'm a lot lower than everybody. So, Faith, can you maybe try and point it out to Seb? At the base of this big tree here? We're just trying to find it, everybody. Sorry about that. I'm looking. Faith is trying to guide me in. She can still see the tail. Oh, no, that's a log. Oh, okay, I see where. Okay, she's actually in the drainage line. So I'm going to go forward. Yeah, you won't be able to see. Sorry, everybody, we're trying to figure this all out. You got it. A little bit to the right of that. I think, there, yeah, you got it. Actually, you got it. You're on her. Believe it or not, everybody, there's a leopard. There's the spot. There's a polyrhynchus ant as well, moving on the grass. That's what we've got. I don't know how we're going to get a better view here, I'm afraid. It is a tough one here. It's very, very dense. There's lots of tambochi trees. Hang on, she might be moving. Let's just see. You guys can see better up top. There she is moving. Chris, can we hold on just for a little bit? Because she's just starting to move. Maybe she's going to go into a better spot. She's on the go. She's going around the edge of the drainage now. She's carrying the cub. I think she looked like she had the cub in her mouth. Okay, right. Now we're going to try and reverse over here. Let's get that. Wait. I think she's going to go. What? Fingers crossed, everybody. I had not seen this cub yet, and I'm so excited. That was the worst reversing I've ever seen in my life. She's just. But I think. That's better. Well done, Tayla. You remember how to drop. Shamama, you said you can't wait for me to see the cub. Neither can I. I'm so excited. This is where I wanted to go initially. Oh, sorry. I believe there is the odd picture break up here and there. It is probably because we're down in a drainage line, so sorry about that. Come on, girl, don't sit down there. I can't see her now, but she was walking in this direction. But she's stopped now, typical. Little leopard, come out and play. We want to see you. I don't know where Thandi's gone now. We'll reverse again. Let's go back and forth, back and forth. It's hot now. It's exceptionally hot. I'm able to tell you what the temperature is, but it feels like it's 27, 28 degrees already with the humidity. So she's not going to want to sit out in the sun. She is going to try and find some 25 and 77 degrees Fahrenheit. It's okay, so not too far off. Yeah, I don't know what's down here. Okay, everybody, I don't know if we're going to get a view of her, just because the vegetation is exceptionally thick through here and the grass is quite tall. If there wasn't so much grass, we'd have a nice gap through. But that's just one of those things. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool, though, to be chasing after them, finding Hosanna, finding Thandi. I will wait until I see the cub, even if it's just an ear or an eye. I'll be super excited for that. But I hope that you have enjoyed this leopard, I don't even know, extravaganza, just as much as we have. But hopefully it will all happen again for the third time this afternoon on the Sunset Safari. So we'll see you all soon.